Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are on page 163 of your student journal, page 163. And our objective today is I will learn about the distributive property of multiplication. Okay, so remember, friends, this is our third property we've done. We did first the commutative property, which means we can rearrange the order or spots that our factors are in. Then we did the associative property, which means we can have the same factors in the same spots, but we can group them differently and get the same product. And then yesterday we did the distributive property, and the distributive property says we can decompose one of the factors and then we can multiply that by the other factor and get two smaller products that we add together. Okay, so I'm not going to go through our vocabulary since we went through it yesterday. We're just going to jump right in and get started. So I'm going to grab my red pen if you want to set your pencil down. Because again, it's what we did yesterday. We're just going to see different types of problems. Okay, so here is my first type of problem. It says, break the array into two smaller multiplication sentences. Okay, so they gave us 5 times 8 equals 30. So I have 5 rows of 8 equals, I hope I didn't say 30. 5 rows of 8 equals 40. Okay, so my product is 40. Well, what they want me to do is break it up. So I'm going to break up the 5. So instead of having 5 rows of 8, I'm going to have 3 rows of 8. And 2 rows of 8. So I'm going to have 3 rows of 8 and 2 rows of 8. So I broke up my 5 or decomposed it into 3 rows and 2 rows. So what is 3 rows of 8 equal? Let's go and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 3 rows of 8 is 24. What's 2 rows of 8? Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 5 rows of 8 was 40, but I broke it up into 3 rows of 8 and 2 rows of 8. So let's see what happens when I add these. They want me to do it down here, but that's not easy for me to add that way. So I'm going to write my answer there, but I'm going to solve it up here. What is 24 plus 16? Well, 4 plus 6 is 10. And 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 1 more is 40. So 24 plus 16 still gives me the same product. So all I did was I decomposed one of the factors, but I still get the same product. Okay, let's look at this next one. This next one, they didn't give me an array, but they did give me the answer. It says decompose the underlined factor and then compose 2 new multiplication sentences. So they told me 9 times 6 is 54, but they want me to decompose the 9. So if I broke it up, I could say 1 plus 8, 2 plus 7, 3 plus 6, 5 plus 4. I think I'm going to do 5 plus 4. So what are my 2 sentences now? Instead of 9 times 6, I have 5 times 6, and I have 4 times 6. Okay, so they didn't do my array, so I have to do it this time. So I had 9 rows of 6. Ready? And I already know it's 54, so I don't really need to count it. I have 4, 5, 6, that's one row. 2 rows. 3 rows. 4 rows. 5 rows. 6 rows. 7 rows. 8 rows. Oh my. 9 rows. Okay. 9 rows of 6, but I broke it up into having 5 rows of 6 and 4 rows of 6. So let's count what 5 rows of 6 is and what 4 rows of 6 is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So 5 rows of 6 is 30. Let's see what 4 rows of 6 equals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So if I add those two products, what do I get? I'm going to come up here and add them. I like to set it up vertically. 0 plus 4 is 4. 3 plus 2 is 5. So I still get the same answer. So I just broke up one of the factors. Okay, let's try some of these together. We are on page 164. And here's our first problem. Our first problem says, break the array into 2 smaller multiplication sentences. So right now, what did they give us? 4 rows of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of 7 equals 28. So we can break it any way we want. Let's just break it right in half. So 4 rows of 7. So instead, we're going to break it and say 2 rows of 7 and 2 rows of 7. So let's see what 2 rows of 7 equals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, if this 2 rows equals 14, those 2 rows do too. That's nice. We don't have to count them again. So what is 14 plus 14? Let's set it up vertically. That's how we always add. 4 plus 4 is 8. 1 plus 1 is 2. So we still get the same answer, ladies and gentlemen. All we did is broke it up. So instead of 4 rows of 7, we had 2 rows of 7 plus 2 rows of 7. So that's the distributive property when you break up one of the factors. Okay, let's look at our next one. It says, decompose the underlying factor and then compose 2 new multiplication sentences. Okay, well, they didn't do one for us, so why don't we draw this first? 8 rows of 3. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, that's 1 row. 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, and I'm not counting because I already know the product's 24. So 4 rows, 5 rows, 6 rows, 7 rows, 8 rows. So we have 8 rows of 3. So they want us to decompose or break up the 8. We could break it up into 1 plus 7, 2 plus 6, 3 plus 5, 4 plus 4. Why don't we do 2 plus 6, just because we haven't done something like that. So instead of having 8 rows of 3, we're going to have 2 rows of 3 and 6 rows of 3. Okay, so let's make 2 rows of 3 and 6 rows of 3. Okay, so what does 2 rows of 3 equal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what does 6 rows of 3 equal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so what is 6 plus 18? And I normally probably would have put the 18 on top because I usually like to put the larger ones on top. So 8 plus 6 is 14, so I'm going to carry that. 1 plus 1 is 2. So 18 plus 6 is 24. The same answer that we had before as well, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, friends, you're going to be trying some of these on your own. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.